Why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when there is a log in your own eye? You hypocrite! First take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye.
Hey, thanks for waiting.
No problem. How did your dinner go last night?
Yeah, it was great. Good fish, too. Matthew, you know the fishmonger from yesterday?
Hey, now you're the one bringing it up.
Yeah, when I think about what Jesus said about the speck in my brother's eye, it's like it was exactly for this situation. I was provoked, my feelings were all worked up, and still, I made up my mind about the situation and passed judgment.
Not exactly the ideal time to make a call. You're probably gonna blow things way out of proportion.
And, as soon as I had passed my judgment, my first thought was that I really needed to get the fishmonger to see that he didn't see things right, that he had let himself be influenced by someone who was backbiting me. I really wanted to take the speck out of his eye.
Let's take a moment here. As soon as I had passed my judgment, my first thought was that I really needed to take the speck out of his eye.
Yeah, instead of judging yourself, you judged him. But really, his being a bit distant when he spoke to you, that was a tiny speck compared to you being provoked and worked up. You had a log in your own eye.
Uh-huh. Here I am trying to do some self-acknowledgement. Thanks for the support. But yeah, you're right.
Good thing the tax collector can be right once in a while. But I actually wonder about one of Jesus' points here. How can you say to your brother? He didn't answer this himself. In other words, how is it even possible in a situation like that I think I see clearly enough to help my brother?
I've been thinking about this since yesterday. It must be because I am not truly given over completely to my Heavenly Father. I see and I judge from an earthly perspective, and I don't see my own sin. I want a good reputation, and then I get hugely provoked when someone backbites me. I think I can help, but I'm the one who needs help.
One moment. I judge from an earthly perspective, and I don't see my own sin. I think I can help, but I need help.
True. If you had been surrendered to your Father in heaven, then the fishmonger could think whatever he pleased about you, without it affecting you in the slightest.
I wasn't quite there yesterday, so I was thinking if the fishmonger has some wrong impressions of me, I've got to straighten that out.
But would those impressions really have been so wrong? Do you have something to show off that you haven't received from God? Is there something in Peter the fisherman that you think it's important for people to see?
No, I've begun to realize that. That must be why Jesus says, "You hypocrite." I figure I'm capable of helping, but the truth is that I'm just clinging on to my own imagined piety. I'm actually the last person who should try to help them see more clearly.
Yeah. Just before this, Jesus spoke about being discontent and anxious about earthly things such that life becomes dark. That is probably where the hypocrisy comes in. In one moment, I'm high up and seeking honor, and in the next, I'm struggling with anxiety and things are looking gloomy. And in the middle of it all, I'm so far from reality in my own thoughts that I think I can help my brother with his vision, while I really need to get my own life in order.
Yeah, it's actually a bit ridiculous. When I'm in such a condition, I really shouldn't be trying to help.
No, because then, if you think someone is causing trouble for you, you just can't tolerate him. Everything he does is irritating then. Everything is blown out of proportion, and then a conflict just balloons.
And often, the facts are quite different from my impressions. Maybe there's no speck in my brother's eye at all.
Yeah, maybe your fishmonger friend just had a bad night. Or maybe he was under some kind of pressure, or something was troubling him.
You know what? I actually met him early this morning, cheerful as the sun. So I asked him if everything was okay between us. He had no idea what I was talking about and thought we had been great friends all along.
So you were just a little oversensitive.
I was a little suspicious, really. I think actually I should have used what Jesus said at the beginning of his message as a test. What he said about who was blessed. Blessed are the merciful, and so on. And if I'm not blessed, then I certainly have a problem seeing clearly.
If I'm not blessed, then I certainly have a problem seeing clearly.
But when you are able to see yourself and manage to get rid of that log, then perhaps, very carefully, you can begin to help your brother to get the speck out of his eye.
Yes, if he even has a speck there.
If in the church to serve is your desire, the way that Jesus went you must go too. You cannot teach or anyone inspire until your life before the Lord is true. You see the splinter in the eyes of others, the plank that's in your own eye you don't see. You weigh and scrutinize your sisters, brothers, but do you follow Jesus faithfully? The dirt of others' thorns you're quick to mention, but have you cleaned your own debris away? Yes, first your own affairs need your attention. Start taking heed unto yourself today. The others' blunders carefully you're tracking, and yet you disregard the good they do. When you with others deal, your sword's not lacking, but do you let the sword divide in you? Be first the doer, then you can start teaching, like Paul who said to others, follow me. Then in the church your work will be far-reaching, and what you say